Good morning, everybody. As I said in the last video, we have a project come in the shop. Came in yesterday afternoon. Let's open up here and see what we got. Now I already know what it is. Very nicely packaged in what appears to be a shoebox. You want to send me something? That's the way to do it. Now this is from my friend Chuck in Florida. Not too terribly far from here. Chuck is a retired CW3 Chief Warrant Officer, and we appreciate his service. And he wants this knife fixed up to be used, carried on the farm, used everyday user. And it is another survival knife. This one's already taken the parts. Did some of the work for me. Okay, everything is there. I forgot what the date was on this one. Find my magnifier. It is a Vietnam era, I do remember that. There it is. Camillus, New York. I think it's 1967. Alright, oldie but a goodie. Now, really good shape. Needs some polishing real good, and this is going to be totally black, gun blued, except for the handle. Now, the handle on this one is not going to be stack leather. This one is going to be ELK STAG. Put in like it goes. That goes like that. That goes like that. That's got to be filed down just a little. Anyway, like that and like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the blade cleaned, polished up real good, slick. Now we're going to treat the tang with OSPO just like we did that last one, so we don't want any chance of rust being in there. And we'll treat these parts with OSPO as well, with the two washers, because you can't get two of them afterwards. And these two and this will be gun blued in the very end. Alright, let's get the blade cleaned up, coated, because that'll have to sit for a while, and then we'll go over to the antler pile and find us a piece of ELK STAG. Alright, got the blade all cleaned up. We'll do the final polish and gun blue on it when we get the handle. The other parts have been treated with OSPO. And this is the straightest piece of ELK STAG I can get. It wants a very straight piece, and that will do it right there. Now I hate that it's got the crown on it, but we got enough room. Actually, it's going to go this way, that I can cut here, and I can save that crown to use on something else. Starts to curve right there, so we want to pick it off there and right there. And I can save this because it is a little funky anyway, the way the brow tine comes out. still use that later on for something else. The last year or so, I have not been really creative with handles and horns and all that like I used to be. But we'll get back to that this year. Alright, let's go cut this. Now this is a rat tail tang, so I'll have to drill a hole all the way through. If I tried to split it and do two pieces, it would be, I would have to put filler in between there, some kind of G10 or something, and that's more trouble than it's worth normally. It's good hard stuff. We can set it up in the drill press and drill it right through, no problem. I see you. Alright, we got the handle on. Epoxy set for a couple of hours. Still not fully cured, but it's enough to where I can start shaping. Let's shape it down. And get ready. Got plenty here to peen over. Do all that after the handle's shaped. So far. Alright, y'all. Got the knife all but finished up. There it is right there. Only thing left to do is final sharpen, and I'll do that at the very end. And we're going to make a sheath for this. Now this one's not going to get a combat type sheath like most of these have. We're going to do an everyday carry sheath, and that will be the next step. There it is right there. We got a gun blued, oil down, and this is taking most of the day, so sheath I'll build tomorrow. What do y'all think? I think it came out really, really nice. I put a little bit of hand jigging in there. Not a whole lot, but feels good in the hand. I'm pleased with that. So there we go. Now I'll see y'all back tomorrow, and we'll build a sheath, do the final sharpening, and get this one back to its house. Good morning, y'all. Had us a relaxing Easter break. Monday morning, back out here. Y'all seen, knife is finished except for sharpening. Came out really nice. We'll see it again here in a little bit. Now he wants a belt sheath, and we're going to do a standard sheath, not a combat sheath. He's going to carry this every day carry. And this is a J. Skinner belt sheath that will fit it just perfectly. So we get that traced out. Now y'all see me make sheaths and all kind of stuff, holsters, no different than anything else. Now the belt loop I'm going to extend up a little bit longer than what this one is, because this knife is a little bit heavier than the J. Skinner. Something like that. We'll shape that in the end. Done with that. Done with that. Now, hang on, and we'll cut it out right quick. Now do corners like that so you don't overcut, which is very, very easy to do if you're not careful, even if you are careful. Cut there, cut there. Like this. And this one will be ready shortly. Did I mention to y'all that the shop is open? We're gonna have to get some workflow through here pretty soon. I am more than healthy enough to do this kind of stuff, I think, for right now. Okay, another fold that way. That way. I have to cut a welt. Now if we go in like that and have a tie down like that. Take our welt, that was our edge there. Just rough it out of there because it's going to have to be trimmed off anyway. Like that. Like that. We'll leave that there to cut our strap piece in a little bit. There we go. Alright, not far from being done. We're going to go ahead and put our snap on here. Hold the blade down. Now, snaps can be very irritating. And sometimes it can go pretty good. That part went pretty good. This part, not so much. See how it slipped off of there on me? To that whole unit in the trash. Try it again. What happened was it slipped. There we go. Try it again. That one slipped again too. Y'all saw it. So let's cut this one off. Maybe third time's the charm. Third time's the charm, and it did work that time. Pull it tight over. Leave us a little stud finger pull there. Cut that off. there we go. Now, going over to the oil tank. It's good and hot. We'll hot dip it. And I think that will hold it just fine. Alright, y'all, all done. Now, I'm pretty sure this will hold this in there just fine, but I added a strap up top. Now, when you put your belt on there, that will pull that tighter. No chance of that falling out of there. If it did manage to get past here, this will catch it right there. I don't think it'll come out there. Backside, got the maker's mark back here. Now I made this one a little bit darker. There's the knife once again. Very, very sharp. That is a razor blade. And the cheek is sharp as well. There we go, Camillus, New York, 3/1967. Ready to go for another 40 or 50 years. I thank you, Mr. Chuck, for letting me do this. I think I mentioned before, Chuck is a retired Army CW3, which is Chief Warrant Officer 3. Warrant officers are addressed as Mr. Or was when I went in. I was in. And we had a lot of warrant officers in the unit I was in. For the most part, was a cavalry squadron. Most of the warrant officers I knew were pilots, helicopter pilots. Good guys. Appreciate your service, sir. And do what you got to do with that. Now that'll do it. Thank y'all very much. Like I mentioned before, shop is open. Excuse me, I have a runny nose. It's all the wind we've had lately. So there you go. Got something like this you need done, let me know. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Please hit the like button, the thumbs up. A lot of people don't realize how much that really helps. That does. Comment if you would like. And I will see y'all next time.